This episode here is number 21. Dave's out sick, but we still got it done. Hard to see our brother down and out, but he'll be back next week, no doubt. We hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. This snow right here, man, you gotta be kidding. Back when we were kids, this was a dream come true. Reminiscing about all the snowballs we threw. Forts went up and shit, it was a black war. And when we ran out of ammo, well, we simply made more. Nowadays, I could hardly stand the snow. Back then, all it took was a glass of hot cocoa and back to the yard to defend the fort. But I had to stand the throw because my arms were short. We dreamt the snow days when the white stuff fell. Having to go to class was our equivalent to hell. It's much different now that the subject is work. Rain, sleet, snow shit, even if it hurts. But I'll never forget all the good old days. I'll be a grown-ass kid until I'm old and gray. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I'm your host Adam, my brother Osama on the right. This is episode 21, and as you might be able to tell if you're watching, we are down one member of the team today. Dave is out. He will be back next week. So you stuck with us this week, but it'll be fine. So shout out to everybody who's out there watching, who has watched before, who is newly watching, anybody who's new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so a little bit of a weird dynamic this week.
It is weird. It's just like the week that you were in Texas and it was me and Dave. It's just a weird thing because with three, there's silence that can be filled, right? With two people, if we both stop, there's nothing else going on. But I think it becomes more easier as the episode moves along.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's getting into topics and there's just endless discussion to be had.
Yeah.
You know, but I gotta say, first of all, to start here, I'm extraordinarily impressed. I got through the whole intro.
Well, I didn't want to fuck with you because I didn't. You had to bring. I didn't want to fuck with you because without Dave, like it brings like there's less. I don't know. Again, filler or somebody else there to deflect. So now I don't want to fuck with you because you got to actually talk about why we don't have somebody there. So
this is true. Yeah. It's just first time that I got through the whole intro kind of just threw me off a little bit. But it was all good.
It's all good, man. Trying to turn a new leaf here, man. It's episode 21.
And then even January,
Fuck that January shit. Yo, the people who wait till January 1st, like, you know what? Come January 1st, I'm going to start eating good. You are 600 pounds, sir. You need to start now.
Come January 1st, I'm going to start being a better person. Why do you have to wait another time?
Like, dude, what if you fuck up really bad in the last couple of months of the year? Like, you were like, all right, I'm going to give myself the last 90 days of 2018 to be a dick. What if one day you being a dick turns into something terrible and you could have started but you didn't?
And maybe you lost your foot because you were a dick, Maybe if you were just not a dick that day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it like that.
I'm just saying, anything could have come out of that.
No, but like there is something to these motherfuckers who wait till January 1st. I get it. You feel like, okay, it's a refreshed part of the year. It's a refresh on your yearly calendar. You feel like, okay, there's no days right behind that have gone behind me, right? Yeah. So I have all 365 in front of me. I can try to make this work. But to me, that's some fucking late. Because if you wait,
that's only for the people who subscribe to this governmental calendar year,
That's the problem, the calendar that's been created.
Right, they're like, man, I gotta wait until this next 12 months goes by to like be a person who's better than who I was. No, like. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, it's great, at least better late than never. Start being somebody who's not a scumbag.
You tell that to somebody who had a heart attack. Like, you could have stopped. You could have stopped eating. You could have done it. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to say that it'd be, what's the word I'm looking for here? Insensitive, yeah. Insensitive. I don't want to be insensitive, but I'm talking about only those who can help it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not fat shaming, but let's be honest here, man. At a certain point, you're just fat and you got yourself there.
This is true. I mean, I've been experiencing that this year myself. Put on some pounds.
Right. Like, let's say you were like, all right, January 1st, but from then now until January 1st, you just ate as many donuts as possible.
And from now to January 1st, there's a lot of progress that can be made that otherwise I'd have to wait.
There's like time's gonna pass regardless. That's what I learned. Like, no matter what you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, starting. Like this podcast, you know what I mean? Like we could have started this, we could have put it off until January 1st, right? But instead of that, by January 1st, we're almost at 30 episodes by January 1st, you know what I mean? Yeah. Which is dope. So time's going to pass regardless, so you might as well start the work as soon as possible, absolutely. And you don't got to start you know, I think people like think that you have to start out of the gate, like, you know, fucking 100 miles an hour. No, I mean you can build up to being, you know, what you want, but it's all step by step. You can't like you have to crawl before you walk. So thinking that you're gonna wait till January 1st and you'll be able to go, you know, 100 miles an hour out the gate, then you're mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, like even with this, you know, we started and I mean I'm sure we're still rough around the edges to some degree, but like you see us also come into our own a little bit and like our roles as hosts and co-hosts on the show have just been like something more gradual that we've come into, and if we started in January, you know, God knows, maybe 10 people watch our show, get tired of it, and then never turn it back on. So. Exactly,
you know, you may miss that chance of somebody, you know, with some sort of influence, having caught it, right? Sure. Let's say we didn't start it in, you know, mid-December, they may have clicked through it. Mm-hmm. Who knows? You know what I mean? But beyond, you don't know that they would have, but, you know, starting, like, just implementing your plan and, like, really starting whatever you're trying to do, I think is really important, man, because procrastination will kill everything.
I think those people who want to wait until January 1st, they're just lazy and they're using that as, like, a marker.
Yeah, it's the, I'll wait till Monday to start. Yeah. Or I'll wait till Monday to start. If you can wait till, there's 52 Mondays in a year, man. Mm-hmm. It's really easy to put off that many times.
I mean, I understand.
It's like hitting the snooze button, man.
Like, as a student, I'm terrible because if I have a paper due, I'm like, yo, I'll do it on Sunday. And then it's due Tuesday, and then I haven't done shit on Sunday besides like put an outline together. And then Monday I type like 3 pages. And it's like, yeah, you know, cutting it close and not getting the quality you should out of it. And
right. You know, if anything, you don't give yourself enough time to proofread or to make sure that you didn't make as many mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I don't know. I don't get that part, but yeah, I don't even know how we started talking about that.
Well, you know, it's the end of the year now. We got 1 month and a half left, something like that, maybe a little bit less. Time of reflection tends to be around this time of year, and you know, Thanksgiving just passed, so I hope everybody out there had a good Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody, man. Hope you guys got down on some fucking food.
Yeah,
I know we did.
Yeah,
brought some leftovers home, and I started eating. I ate those about 2 hours ago. I have strategically split it into 2 meals, so I will be eating another one probably later on.
Yeah, I mean, the show will release on Tuesday, but keep in mind it's Friday. Although on Tuesday, I will still probably be going through some of these leftovers.
Yeah, it better not be the turkey though. That's a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, it's when you bake a turkey like that, it's just not fresh and you know, it's not juicy as it could be.
Yeah, you know, you only get a few days of you know, shelf life of being you know, leftovers with the turkey and a few other things, really.
Yeah,
you know, but I enjoyed the shit out of that meal.
Me too. And you know, I ate some leftovers before I came here as well, but luckily I didn't go too hard because I didn't want to fall asleep, you know, mid-show. That's not a good look. So.
No, mid-show. No, that's why, man. Starting a little later sometimes is, I think it's kind of apparent, you know, when we're like a little knocking out, because you know we all really do start work pretty early, so you know you do catch that.
Yeah, and you know, today's Black Friday. I was fortunate enough to have the day off. I know you worked this morning.
I worked, but I mean, I could have taken it off, but I decided, you know, not to, just because I was like, why waste the day? And to be honest, I kind of mismanaged my PTO, you know.
That happens, you know.
Working man, you know, you gotta like try to balance, okay, how much do I want to be off, you know, with, can I take off at the same time?
That's a problem because like I always want to be off, you know, like every day.
Yeah. You know.
But
it's all good, man.
I mean, like, you know, luckily this Friday compared to most, I'm not coming straight from work to the house real quick, get my stuff, and then head back this way, another hour drive. So, you know, it's a little bit better. I'm not as tired today. I'm not, you know, it's a little bit earlier than usual when we're doing a recording.
This week is kind of easy though, like in terms of usually for work, like it's usually kind of slow because most companies are closed, so you're not dealing with many people on the outside of, you know, just your job function.
And the streets have been really empty today too. Because people are out there trying to get their
I got to work very fast today.
I was not trying to go anywhere near a mall today.
Well, work is not at a mall. So.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, that's where everybody is.
I remember, I fully sympathize with those who work in fucking retail on these days, man. It is a hard fucking job. You know what? Retail any time of the year other than the holiday season. And, no, anytime other than the holiday season is fairly easy. It's a fairly simple. It's
Yeah,
easy
but it always
job.
sucks, man.
It sucks. No, retail is terrible.
But let me tell you something. If you haven't had a job in a retail place and you're like, early 20s, I want to say.
Yeah.
You kind of did yourself a disservice.
It builds a lot of character.
It builds a lot of character. It teaches you a lot about like general public and how to handle yourself with people, and how to not go super crazy when somebody pisses you off, because it happens way too much.
Right. And it does. I mean, it don't take much. You just need to know how to count, talk, press buttons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the shit is on the screen, but during the holidays, it is a terrible time to work. When I worked at Best Buy, during the holidays a few years, and that was terrible, man. That was one of the worst experiences. People come in there like fucking savages.
Well, you worked at a place like that.
Disgusting,
where there's doorbusters and people are trying to knock down people.
Who are these fucking people? Who raised them? Like, why are they that way?
See, I actually look forward to, if I was scheduled on a Black Friday, I worked at a grocery store. So for me, that shit was empty as hell. Like, they tried to have doorbusters, they put out little like displays with DVDs in it and shit. I was like, nobody's coming here.
Like, dude, I just needed toilet paper. What the fuck?
Right. So for me, it's usually a really smooth, easy day back then. Like, not in that life anymore. But
you never worked at like a I don't know, like a box store, like home.
I literally had
Best Buy, Circuit City, none of that, right?
No, I had.
Because you worked at Dominic's for a mad time.
I was at Dominic's for a minute, then I was at a restaurant, then I was at the job I'm at now, and then I did like little side jobs,
Yeah. So you never had to experience that Best Buy rush,
no. That
3 a.m. like, what the fuck are you doing here?
And
like,
I'm happy to say I was never one of the people who was in line for that rush.
Dude, it's something like we just seen that fucking thing that we were just scrolling. We seen a meme on the timeline that said, like, what is it about these people that they need to buy a TV every year? What happened to the TV from last year?
You ain't fucking lying.
There's a reason they're so cheap, right? You get the doorbuster for $206 and it's a 65-inch. There's a reason. I've never heard of this brand. I've never seen that, like.
No. I was at Target last night. I stopped there for like 20 minutes at like 10 o'clock. They opened a little bit later and everybody was gone.
Yeah, I was wondering. Like, I saw your story. I was like, did you go with our brother?
No, me and Sarah went. So, but
man, I was knocked the fuck out.
There was like nobody in that Target, which I was really surprised about. There was like a bunch of TVs lined up down every aisle pretty much, and they were like TCL brand or something. I'm not sure exactly.
Never heard of it.
But literally shit that I never heard of. Don't get me wrong. It was a great price and a great size. But I was like,
they didn't make no money, huh?
I'm sure they, like, today was probably different, whatever.
Yeah.
But, because usually that Target's just a lot more busy in general.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, at this point, it's kind of a waste of time to go out. You can find a good deal online pretty much anytime.
I really don't understand why people go out.
Cyber Monday is like literally the best thing that you can do for yourself. I'm going to be I'll be at work. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be shopping at work. But I'm also not going to say that I'm not going to be shopping at work.
Like, you don't see this. No.
So
I don't understand that whole, I got to go out at midnight. No, dude. You can also go on the website at midnight. I'm pretty sure you can do the same shit. I don't know, fuck all that. Doorbusters ain't worth that much. Even when I go, I don't get the doorbuster. I try to get like the step above the doorbuster because, I want my shit to last through that, 2 Christmases.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll say this, like, as a sneakerhead, usually if a new release comes out, I'm trying to be on there like 9 a.m. flat, get in line as quickly as I can, grab the shoe. So when it comes to Cyber Monday, that shit is never an issue. Like, for the most part, I've had enough experience to be able to get on there and like grab, whatever I need. But there hasn't ever been a doorbuster that was like, I need this, so I gotta.
No, I've never done that. I don't think fuck that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that makes me want to give up chilling on Thanksgiving and eating leftovers to go shop.
No.
There's nobody, I don't want to give anybody my money that bad. Like, I'm going to fucking wait in line in the middle of the night with a whole bunch of dumbasses. Because I'm sorry, that's what you all are. You're a bunch of just fucking stupid people. Like, what are you waiting in line for? You didn't need this fucking desktop computer before, right? You didn't need it. You didn't even use a computer before they advertised it. Yeah. Then you saw that they were selling a computer for $99. And you're like, all right, well, that's got to be bought.
Although I feel like $100 for a computer, even on Black Friday, that can't be a great brand of computer.
I'm just saying, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, the idea that this could be that cheap is what they want.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
But yeah, it is what it is. You know, America's consumer culture. So,
dude, it's disgusting, man. Like some of these videos where people are like stampeding through fucking openings and doors. You're like, you put yourself in danger for what?
see, like for me, preferably if I'm going Black Friday shopping at all, it's to get like some Christmas presents and stuff out of the way. But if it's something that like you want me to be there at midnight for, bust through the door, like try to get it before anybody else, I'm sorry, you get that shit yourself.
Yeah, fuck all that.
It's gifts that I'm giving. I'm not going through that trouble for you. I'm sorry.
Nah, fuck all that. I'm not with that Black Friday shit.
Nah, not at all. So, but anyways, on for Black Friday. We saw each other yesterday, obviously on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But is there anything we didn't talk about that is interesting?
No, man, like this week was just literally just, you know, you wait for Thanksgiving and then you just, you know, you wait to eat the food that you've been waiting to eat all year long. Mm-hmm. Like you couldn't make it at any other point in the year.
Which reminds me, our Pops was trying to push ethnic Arab dish for Thanksgiving. And I was like, excuse me, listen, we can have this dish any time of the year. The fuck do I want it on Thanksgiving for?
Like, man, we waited all year for this shit.
I was like, it's not the turkey.
I waited, like, I've eaten mashed potatoes. I've eaten corn and macaroni and cheese and I've eaten all that separately. I want it all together.
Right. But honestly, I was like, listen, I don't even care.
For some reason, that dinner together makes more sense on that day than any other. I don't know.
This is true.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I've had we've had miniature Thanksgiving dinners at least 10 times throughout the year. You know, you've definitely had a turkey.
This is true.
You know, it's just something about it being together.
I don't care about the turkey though. Like, see, there's other things that we get.
Oh yeah.
That
those
like cranberry bread, sweet potato, whatever. There's just all types of shit. So whatever. I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. We're not making something different. And then he laid down on the couch while me and my mom helped prepare everything. So yeah, he was really mad that he didn't have his way.
He'll be fine. He'll get over it.
I mean, other than that, yeah, you're right. Pretty much.
You just wait for Thanksgiving.
You do.
You know.
You do. And it comes and goes, like every fucking thing else. So.
It does, man. It's funny. Like you anticipate. Like remember when you were a kid? Like you'd wait for Christmas, and Christmas came and went. And you're just like you wake up the next day like. Mm-hmm. So like you got like gifts and you're like.
It's like all the excitement from that wore down.
Really quickly. You don't even want to play with the shit. You're like, fuck this toy, man. When the fuck is next Christmas coming?
Like it's just the thrill of unwrapping things and seeing what's behind.
Man, real ungrateful shit, man.
Fucking Americans, we all suck. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, people suck. In general, people suck.
Yeah, for sure. So before we start going into topics and stuff, then I just want to make sure that I cover a couple things. Number one, and really this is the only thing. Opposite shout out to Glenn. We have to have
opposite shout out to Glenn. Yes, indeed.
Opposite shout out to you, sir.
Yeah, man. He isn't even.
I haven't heard from his ass.
Because we've been opposite of shouting out to him.
Well, I told you.
How do you even phrase that? We've shouted out. Man, I cannot phrase this properly.
We've been opposite shouting out him.
That doesn't seem right either.
We've been opposite shout outing him.
We've been sending a lot of opposites of shout outs. You know what it is. Fuck Glenn. Let's go.
Whoop your ass. Alright. Let's see. So
what we got today, man?
I'm gonna go down the list, man. Number one, I feel like we just have to give some love to D Rose.
Almost definitely.
As a Chi-Town product, he may not be here right now, but
dude, I don't give a shit. I will always support Derrick Rose.
He's been balling his ass off this season.
Dude, and he's only been playing like 26 minutes a game, so he's being really efficient, and he's scoring fairly large amounts during the games. Yeah. Like, I mean, 20, 21 points a game.
I think just yesterday, I think he scored 25 off the bench. So, I mean...
and his efficiency is always over 50%. It's because he is probably the best finisher in the league, like I've been fucking saying, when he's healthy, always.
Yeah.
He's stronger than most at the rim. He knows how to apply English better than anybody in the league.
Dude, those layups are always crazy.
Like, you have to give Derrick credit where it's due. Motherfuckers just all the hate that he gets really does bug me, because to me it's just like, how is that warranted? When you talk to the NBA players alone, they talk about how fucking much they hold him in a high regard because of how fucking talented and how humble and how just dope of a human being he is.
How dedicated he is.
Yeah,
you know?
And you got fucking fans who barely play a fucking game of basketball in their life want to talk shit. I don't
Those
like.
those wait till January resolution people.
I don't mind. I don't mind, like, I get the criticisms and shit, but, like, I don't know, to me it just seems like, you know, you gotta kind of really be able to, you know, put it in perspective in terms of what he's gone through.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, like, think about it this way. 10 years, 15 years from now when he's retired and you're talking about him, and I hope he makes Hall of Fame, because he should. He deserves that.
I think he needs to add some more All-Star.
Yeah, for sure.
And hopefully a nice little championship to go with it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna see like highlight reels and the layups he's able to finish, and you know, just some of his. Even give him like till 2011 with the Bulls. That highlight reel alone, that's crazy. You know, so you're gonna have to look at him as like a very talented.
You gotta. Well, think about it. Like they put Grant Hill in Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Grant Hill doesn't have a championship. Grant Hill had a lot of injuries. Mm-hmm. But he was a solid player the rest of his career. Yeah. Was Rookie of the Year. Was never an MVP. So Derek, when you put it in that perspective, may have an argument at the end of his career to be voted in Hall of Fame. He just off the fact he was youngest MVP ever and Rookie of the Year, like. Yeah. It's only right, man. I hate that.
Rookie of the Year. You know? So.
I really don't like the hate he gets, so I do want to give the credit to Derrick Rose where it's due.
Absolutely.
You know, shout out to that man. He's fucking working right now. Do his thing.
For sure. Hopefully continue that and, you know, have a good, lengthy, healthy season.
Yes,
you know?
indeed. So. Keep it at 25, 26 minutes a game. Yeah. Get that 6-man award.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he can do that no problem.
Oh, man.
He might even.
He's more talented than most point guards that are starting. So like,
yeah,
Derek at full fucking capacity, better than man. I don't want to say it. I know Derek. In my opinion, I hold him very highly. So
yeah,
you know, motherfuckers might not even fucking agree with me, but
he probably had one of the most efficient 50-point games this season. You know, I mean.
What was it, like 60% almost? Like
I think it was more than 60.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. He's shooting so much. It's so much better than most people are right now. So you got to give him the credit where it's due.
Yeah,
you
absolutely. Absolutely. So it's great to see him doing things like that. Damn shame he couldn't be in a red and black jersey.
But he needed to move on. I think it just needed to happen.
Yeah.
There was too much of a dark cloud over him in Chicago, even though you know. It wasn't necessarily intentional. Maybe it was in his subconscious, you know?
Yeah.
He had to let it go.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Just getting to him, but... Alright, well, you know, nice to see him doing things. Hopefully he can continue. Shout out to Derek and all of Minnesota, honestly.
Shout out that man.
So this, I didn't really too much about, but one of my favorite sitcoms has always been Scrubs. And so they had like a reunion, at least with the cast recently.
Scrubs is a good fucking show, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how many people are up on it, but if you haven't watched Scrubs, it was a show it was a sitcom that was about, you know, hospital workers, doctors in a hospital. So instead of the dramatic 1-hour ER Grey's Anatomy, it was 30 minutes of Donald Faison, Zach Braff, and
Sarah Chalk.
And some other motherfuckers, but people that you would definitely recognize. But really great show, funny. Started early 2000s, ran through like
it was about 9 seasons long.
Yeah, so like 2010 or something like that. It probably ended maybe a little earlier. Great show though. Check it out.
Yeah, it's basically the exact opposite of Grey's Anatomy, but still in a hospital. So
yeah, it basically covers. So that show covers all the real dramatic shit. Basically, think if they were to take all the funny and not so like serious moments and put it into a 30-minute episode and threw that into a different show.
Pretty much.
But I think I'm making it sound worse than it is. It's really fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Donald Faison in itself. If you know that dude, you gotta understand he's funny as hell.
Hell yeah. I mean, and then just like their bromance between those two.
Yeah, it's good. You guys check it out if you haven't, guys. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure. So it'd be nice if they did like a reboot for them, but I just don't know how well
reboots. They scare me, man.
Yeah,
because like everybody's calling for an Office reboot, but the thing is, like Steve Carell says, he doesn't believe that it would work in this climate because that is a true like he's not any of the isms like racism, sexism, like none of these, or ists, you know. But he is ignorant enough to literally throw all of those stereotypes out, right? So I don't know in this climate that would work because people are hypersensitive to everything. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, the fact that they took a poo off of The Simpsons fucking pissed me off because The Simpsons was always a show that incorporated everybody. Oh, yeah. Right? It had a character that represented anybody from society. The rich snobby, the middle class, the drunks, the educated, whatever. So Apu was yes, while he was a stereotypical character, was representative of a specific person in the U.S. You know what I mean? Like,
well, in general, it's a satirical cartoon. Yeah. You know? So it's not supposed to be like. And I don't know, people are too soft nowadays.
If you're gonna talk shit about it, why didn't you talk shit about it fucking 30 years ago? Yeah. Right? You can't fucking just pick and choose when you want things to be a thing. Like, it's getting to the point where I get to the point where I'm saying that's enough. Like, it's become way too much.
Yeah, I'm really tired of all these movements.
Yeah, and you get into this time of Christmas now, you gotta say Happy Holidays, not Merry Christmas. Man, it's Christmas time. What the fuck else am I gonna say? Yes, Happy Holidays. But you know what, man? Like, don't be so fucking hypersensitive. Understand that just means, you know, just season's greetings, man.
I agree. I mean, America is a very diverse country. It's not just like Christians, just Muslims, just anybody, you know.
It's everybody.
I mean, if you speak to somebody who you know celebrates Christmas, you know, Merry Christmas, great.
Right, I'm not gonna tell, like, if I know what you celebrate, I will say that to you. You know what I mean? Like, if I say Merry Christmas, I'll say Merry Christmas and, you know, Happy whatever it is that you celebrate. I don't give a shit, but I don't like the hypersensitive shit that goes on nowadays.
I don't either, for sure.
You know, and it's for that reason I don't believe The Office would work, right? Because if they were to put it on and it would be canceled because of whatever reason, that taints it, right? That taints the legacy. Yeah. So to get back to Scrubs, I don't think they were never a racy show.
No,
but I don't know that you can recapture what was, man. That's another thing, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, who knows? All I know is they try to reboot like movies and TV shows out the ass right now, and some of them, you know, are hit or miss. But
because Roseanne,
well, let's say if the Connors can work, you know,
are they working?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny.
Is it successful?
Although I'll tell you what. What's the dad's name again?
John Goodman. He's looking bad, right?
He's looking really weird, man. I'm not sure if it's like he's sick
or what. Yeah, like, he's getting old. It's a little. He does. I seen a picture of him. He's looking real skinny, right? Yeah. But like not skinny, like
he's like weird in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, if it works, it works. If they want to try it, great. Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll try it anyway. You know, like they redid Fuller House, so.
And I think that's a little different. Maybe if they do put it on a Netflix. You know what I mean? But the thing is, they're not going to reboot that show to put it on Netflix. They're going to reboot it to put it.
I don't think people mind getting their shows rebooted on Netflix now. I think Netflix is paying.
Because you get to binge it?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about, like, for the viewer.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they put out full seasons at a time on Netflix. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it
all depends on who owns it. Does Disney own it? Right? Does Disney own? Because they were Channel 5 or 7?
I think they're Channel 5.
Okay, so I don't forget what Channel 5, but whoever owns Channel 5 or NBC, like, do they allow it to go to Netflix or do they have to put it onto NBC? You know, you got to think about all those aspects of it.
Yeah.
I just am very cautious because I just don't want them to ruin the legacy of what was, right? Because even at the end of Scrubs, it started to get a little. Every show does.
Well, they took a different spin on the last season. They were teaching medical school.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a different kind of dynamic where they were usually like the mentors of the new medical students. Before, like, you know, they were doing the residency or whatever, but so then when they became the teachers and they were literally working in the medical school.
Completely different perspective.
Yeah, it was different. I mean, it's still funny. I still laughed about it.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm with you.
I don't know. Anyways. So there's that. That was a reunion. It's always cool to see. I know they're still, Zach Braff and Faison are still friends.
Like, oh yeah, really good friends.
Yeah. You care at all that Little Xan checked himself into rehab?
I don't really care because his name's Little Xan. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
You named yourself after.
I do care on a grander scale of things. When you think about the fact that these motherfuckers are really just like becoming super addicted to like perks and fucking pills, and I don't know, man. I was never that. Pills never were something that I was attracted to. Like,
no, definitely not.
Like, I'm good, man. I'm good. Even like, I don't even like to take the pill NyQuil. I like to take the syrup NyQuil because I feel like it's more effective.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I don't give a fuck that he went. I hope he gets clean. You know, maybe change his name to something like, you know, clean.
Little clean.
I'm a little clean now. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. Hopefully, he gets clean. Do his thing. You know, don't go back. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You can't tell shit to these kids no more. They're like, nah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
I will say it does set a good example to some degree in my mind. Like, yeah, he's stupid, whatever reason he needed to get to rehab in the first place, but just 2018 being the year of like overdoses and like all types of crazy shit, it kind of delivers a good message to the other audience, or to the other like main pop stars out there who are like, you got Mac Miller who just went, who, you know, had an overdose, and there was what's her name, Demi Lovato almost overdosed.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of good to see, you know, somebody who's actually taking the right steps to correct that part of their life. And when he decided to check himself in, so it's like, once you're feeling that way, we're like, okay, I know I got a problem. I got to do
Hopefully
something about
so,
it.
man. You know,
He got the right people in the corner, maybe. You know,
that might be the case. And if it must be that maybe, you know, Mac passing, you know, and things like that. Maybe it's an eye opener. Hopefully so. It should be. You should always learn a lesson from something that, you know, you didn't have to go through. That is a very you know, I mean, there's no coming back from, right? So you don't have to learn the lesson the hard way. You learn it from, unfortunately, somebody else is learning the hard way. You know, but don't let that be in vain.
No.
You know, at least make an effort to try to make a change in your life that would help that situation out.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the next person they say,
no,
you know, past.
statistic. You know.
You don't want that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, kind of leads into Devin Lima. I'm not sure if anybody knows who that is, but he was from some, I guess, boys band called LFO back in the day. If you look up their songs, I'm sure something familiar, you know, you'll find it. But he passed away at 41. I didn't really look too deep into it to see what the cause of death was, but 41 is rarely a natural causes kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to him too. And you know, but it's a crazy culture going on today.
Yeah.
People just that sex, drug, and rock and roll type of thing has kind of spilled over, and
I mean, it's always been
worse
that
now.
kind of thing. You know, nobody wants to ever be sober. You know, and the thing is, people are always looking for the next way to be high. Like, there's people like now boiling like tampons or something like that to get the chemical out of it to drink it to be high.
that's some real nasty shit, dog. We fucking
People like snorting like condoms. Like, kids are fucking dumb these days,
Yeah.
dude. Hey, yo, it is what's the word I'm looking for? Natural selection.
Yeah.
Natural selection is taking place.
I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day about like our generation's stupid was a lot different than their generation's stupid.
100%.
I think we were actually talking about it with Dave last week. We had some friends who back in the day when Jackass was big and popular, they wanted to actually do everything that Jackass people did. And I'm like, so yeah, you know, I had a friend who ran full speed into a mailbox regularly. Wouldn't call him a friend, but anyway.
Just a dude that was around.
Yeah, so, I mean, we did stupid things, for sure, you know. But, like, eating a Tide Pod, what the fuck gave you that idea?
Dude, it's okay, dude. There's a thinning of the herd happening somehow, some way. And if you're dumb enough to do these things, I'm sorry. I don't understand what bloodline you come from, but it needs to stop at some point.
To our little brother Daniel, who's, like, 10 years younger than me and, like, 14 younger. Listen, if I catch you doing any of that stupid shit, I'm gonna fuck you up. So let you
He's
know
not
right
gonna do that. He's not that damn dumb.
He's not even watching. Punk ass. But yeah, so let's move on from that. Taylor Swift left her record label after 12 years. Started in 2006.
Hope she would leave the earth, but not like the bad way, like on a spaceship. On a spaceship.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so she resigned. with
Yo,
somebody
she
else.
makes songs. She only makes songs when she goes through a breakup. That's how she gets material. So basically, she gets with a guy, makes him fall in love, finds a reason to break up, and then makes a whole album about him.
Yeah,
and then he
sounds
doesn't get any money for that.
That sounds right. So don't date Taylor Swift.
I wouldn't,
You know, interrupt her.
I wouldn't
She has
date
kids.
Taylor Swift's friend. It's too close. Fuck out of here.
She's mad paid. for sure. But
she's mad what?
Paid.
I thought you said skinny because she's mad skinny.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, she is. She's super skinny. But anyway, whatever, Taylor. You know, do your thing. You're making money anyway. I'm not your crowd of people to listen to. You know. And kind of glazed over this. Like, I wanted to touch on it when we were talking about Thanksgiving, but Michael Jordan, T.I., and there was somebody else. Like, can't remember who it was, but they were passing out turkeys and Thanksgiving meals.
That's dope.
Days, so.
That's dope. I think, you know, it's nice to do that. I mean, I don't know if everybody you're giving a turkey to has an oven.
I thought about that too.
That might be something to consider. You know, not everybody has an oven, sir.
I think Jadakiss was the other person.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
And I've seen these guys, like I was like, yeah, what if they got a 10-pound bird? What are you gonna do? Like, just put a lighter underneath it? Because
that would not be effective.
No.
So. Have we talked about the show that T.I., Cardi B, and who's the other person?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Netflix one, right? Where they're judges.
Why do I not remember who the hell is the third person? T.I., Cardi B.
Let's see. Might as well be accurate here. Let's see. T.I., Cardi. Cardi B.
Is it Wale?
No. No, I'm having all kinds of issues finding it.
I wonder who the fuck.
Oh, Chance.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Chance. No, that's. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know, most talent, you know, shows are kind of cheesy and for the most part kind of watered down. Yeah. You know, but I'll give it a shot. You know, I like all three of those people, so.
I mean, it seems like it's gonna be like a generally rap focused show. Okay. So, have some MCs up there trying to. I could have probably thought of like better judges than Cardi and Chance.
And well, you also got to think about you can't just pick the people who would be the best source to make those decisions, because those people aren't always the most like the biggest stars, right? The most visible, the most well-known, the household names. Yeah. Cardi B is a household name. T.I. is a pretty household name. Chance is a pretty household name. So when you think about it, and the reputations of these three, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I think they got T.I. in there because T.I. is probably the connection to the street more. Although you got Cardi B, but I think Cardi B is more of the. I mean, I think you had.
She has a connection to the club, not really the connection.
I think you had to. I mean, not to demean anything, but I think you had to have a woman on the panel. Mm-hmm. She is a kind of a pop star.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. They just want to have people whose level of superstardom attract a different audience, right? So right. You got like T.I., who's the hood street drug dealer, and then you got
we can't that's the connection.
But that's his story.
That's the connection to that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want to just diminish T.I. to that.
Well, no, not really. That's what
his vocabulary is impeccable.
Well, I agree. That's what his music is, and it just
I get it. But
Chance Rapper, his social and politically conscious rap,
right? Nice rap.
Yeah,
you know, right. And the stuff that he does outside of it, right?
Yeah.
It's all these things are being incorporated in it. You want the business side of it, the image side of it, the skill side of it. You want all those things. So I think they picked based on that.
Yeah.
Could they have picked better? Probably. Maybe you still get a Cardi, right? Because you need the woman on it. Maybe you still.
See, I was thinking keep just T.I. because he's been around for the longest. He's seen the landscape change. He's on his last album, even like trying to help the new cats like better themselves and get on. And Cardi, I think the reason why they chose her really is because she has star power right now.
No,
she's still young in the game. She, from what I understand, doesn't write all of her own music.
Right.
Like
even though she said that she does.
So she's the performer of the group.
Right. Well, T.I. is probably a big. I've seen T.I. perform once or twice, and he's a performer in himself. I don't know. I just think that they probably did pick based on those metrics, and you probably could insert and remove, plug and chug kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whoever you wanted into those spots that filled those specific
and something
requirements.
tells me it's going to be like, The Voice of American Idol, how a judge changed every couple seasons. No, not the format. Not the format, but like the judges kind of shifting through, I think it's more of something on The Voice. You'll have like your main person who's the mainstay, and then like, a couple...
Yeah, because remember we watched The Voice, the first 2 seasons, I think, and they were the same judges, and then they started changing them, and I was like, that's gay.
Yeah, there's always like one floater.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Right.
But we're referring to an award show, so...
Alright, so I think last week we talked about Tekashi being arrested.
Yeah, there's been some new developments.
So I know he's out now.
He's out?
He's out now.
They let him out, yesterday? Or
they had
Wednesday?
when they were talking about having that emergency bail hearing, so they let him out, I think, yesterday.
I just read something actually before we started that they said they moved him to an undisclosed location due to death threats.
I can imagine, yeah. When you live by the sword, you die by that same fate.
True, man. Like, you don't want any of this to happen, right? Like, to anybody. Like,
no.
You don't wish life in jail on anybody. You don't wish death upon people.
I mean, especially the shitty way, everything's been in hip-hop at all this year.
Yeah, you don't want more of that. And he's 22.
Yeah, young guy.
He's young, man. I've come to he's likable. He's a likable guy.
He is.
I think that he's more intelligent than people give him credit for.
Well,
right?
He's
just lost. He's young and lost, man. He's young. 22 years old.
He is.
You know what I mean? And like,
but look, if you think about it, a lot of stars started out young like that.
Very much so. But when he started what he started was a image that was something he had to like be on 10 for all the time. Well, like he had to maintain this like this fucking whatever image he had all the time that could become taxing, and then now you get lost a little bit. Like it's the Jay Reed, it's the Jay Reed from In Too Deep thing, man. Like after a while, you just don't know what the blurred lines, like you don't know what side is which.
Yeah.
And you have to be removed. Unfortunately, his removal might be from society forever.
Well, I think he's kind of like and it's kind of a loose...
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed!
It's kind of a loose like comparison, but like a Beanie Siegel who just... He can't find his way out of the streets, and he's always in some kind of trouble.
Yeah. Although I think Beanie's kind of gotten away from that.
Yeah, now, but it was like that for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Beanie's... A lot of them cats were the same way, in and out, and...
Yeah.
But he...
Had the talent music-wise, but just... couldn't keep his nose clean, and...
But he unfortunately is in a time for himself that social media is around, which is his like like you said, double-edged sword. He was able to get on because of that, but he's also falling on it at the same time at this point. Like,
well, and the thing is, he could have been fine. It's the way he's going, but you're much you don't want to like. Have that image, what you're saying on these channels and on the whatever.
You're
videos.
Contradicting yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you're not making smart moves outside of that, and you have the ability to attract an audience and keep their attention, and for whatever reason, because I mean, whatever, his music is fine. Like I've listened to a few songs here and there. He only has like 7.
Right, it is what it is. Like the music is removing the music from it, right? Looking at he understood how to market himself.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, there was probably somebody at the label that was kind of helping that along. But it just seemed like, I don't know who he was prior to this whole Tekashi.
Daniel Hernandez.
I mean, I know the name, but I mean, I don't know how he was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a little shithead then. I mean, that's what he says he was. I don't know. He's young. But I do believe that in this year or so span that he's been in the public eye, he's done a lot more than we probably realize, and he probably knew that, like, and that's why he went up there. He fired it too little, too late, man. You try to fire your crew, you try to remove yourself from that, but it's too late when they've already been watching you for so long, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now,
Fat Joe told him, he's like, they are gonna get you, bro. He's like, you gotta calm down because otherwise it will come to an end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that video too. But anyway, now, part of the fallout from this is albums being delayed.
Not only, I don't even think it's going to be delayed. Is being generous.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? They're saying, one of the charges. First of all, I guess his lawyer was like, "Oh, these charges are way too steep." Like, also he one of the things they have him charged for, he wasn't even in the state when it happened, and blah 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 blah. So they're going to be
the feds are not just coming to just talk.
Yeah. There's gonna be appeals process and all types of hearings, and it's gonna be an ongoing thing for a while.
He was on probation,
yeah.
So being on probation, I believe in New York, there's some sort of mandatory when you get caught on probation with especially a pistol.
Yeah.
There's pictures with him with a pistol, so I don't know what that is, but I do believe he does. There's no way he gets away with no jail time.
I don't know. I mean, he'll probably get some jail time for sure, but you got people like T.I. who give people like this guy a fighting chance.
Yeah, but I believe it's a different situation.
I don't know. Who's to say? We're not lawyers. I don't know exactly.
T.I. was at least willing to play the game for how long he had to play the game.
Yeah.
Remember, he went through all that whole redemption, all that, because that was what was required image-wise. Tekashi don't look like he's willing to do these things.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't. Now I watched that interview on the Breakfast Club, and it seems now he's willing, but it's too little, too late. You got to understand, again, it doesn't matter what you think is going to take place. The feds is watching.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure to some degree he knew they were coming for him soon,
I think that's kind of why he did that interview.
Yeah.
He kind of talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah. This is the last time he was going to have a chance to talk about it.
I do see there's a possibility that album does get released because he's on Atlantic, right?
I think no idea.
I think it's Atlantic. I think that there's definitely streaming. He goes to jail, dude. They're definitely gonna release it because the streams are gonna be unbelievable, and everybody's just gonna go there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and every time I see a fucking picture of this guy, and I see his green and pink hair, and then fucking 69 tatted all over his body, I'm like, why do you have a following? That's where I ask myself.
I really don't get it. And I don't get, not only, but besides the following, what... Dude, think about if he goes to jail for 25 years,
mm-hmm.
and he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be anything that helps him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
He's just got a whole bunch of 69s on his body. What if 69 becomes some sort of really fucked up thing, right? 69 is associated with real fucked up shit. And now he's got one big fucking 69 right on his stupid ass forehead.
Yep. On his hands, on his arms, on his neck, on his everything. I don't understand that, but whatever.
Like I said, I don't wish jail on anybody, and I wouldn't want him to go. I'd like it. I would like to see where his progression would have taken him, but in my opinion, I think he's going away, man.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. I mean, when you have money, things are slightly different, so see how that kind of progresses, but it is, unfortunately, that's how
money and influence and power change things.
Well, I mean,
he has money.
It's two different perspectives.
He doesn't have money. He doesn't have much influence.
But A, you have money, but then B, you also have the law enforcement who's trying to make an example out of him for what he's up to.
New York, especially.
Yeah. That's
where the hip hop police is at. That's where you know what I mean? New York does not like that shit. So anything any ruckus you bring, and you're a rapper, they're gonna try to fucking hang your ass. And that's what's happening.
This is true. So I don't know. We'll follow that story and see where it leads him, but is a little too late. Hindsight is 2020 for this kid,
right.
Unfortunately. So
it's always 2020, unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyway, enough Tekashi. We like to give everybody a fair shake on this show, but I think sometimes we talk a little bit too much about him.
Yeah, but it's really what's been happening outside in terms of for hip hop right now. You think there's some murders happening, there's fucking overdoses happening, and there's him.
Yeah.
You got the Cardi and Nicki situation, which I don't really even care to talk about. It's just over and over, just the same shit.
Yeah,
Nicki don't stop talking. I think she's gotten to the point where she's got mouth diarrhea.
Yeah, well, her Queen Radio. I mean, she has. That's what happens when you have an outlet like that. And
exactly. You just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. You can see, like, even with Joe Budden podcast, like, you're passionate about it when it involves you, and you'll dedicate more time to it. And
100%.
You know, so.
Yeah, but no, I think that we're bound to speak about him, and it probably won't. We probably have more news next week and the week after. I'm just glad that Kanye's corner isn't available anymore.
Yeah, no Kanye shenanigans right now. He's been doing a fairly decent job of staying off social media, I feel like. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Hollywood Walk of Fame has had a busy week. So Pharrell Williams, which I thought was like beloved by everybody, somebody vandalized his star.
Thought everybody liked you, man.
I really did. I was like, hey, Pharrell, man.
No, like I don't understand why. What the hell did Pharrell do? Oh, I get why they did it. Remember he sent a cease and desist to the president about using Happy at his, some dumb Trump supporter was probably like, hey man, I tell you what, we're gonna go down to that dang old Hollywood Rock of Fame. I mean, what is it? I don't even know what it's called. We're gonna take a piss on this damn star.
I think it's probably been peed on before, just because that part of Hollywood. I feel like you have.
Yeah, I think bums just walk pissing at that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not.
Actually, it was pretty cool. I went a couple of years ago, and that was pretty cool. We walked down the Walk of Fame and.
Yeah.
Took that little tour through the hills, which is pretty dope.
They're eventually gonna have to extend that damn Walk of Fame,
Yeah, I don't know how many more fucking blank spots they got.
I'm telling you, if you start putting like mini stars around.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, you gotta put like fences up so people can't piss on the stars and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
but then in some better news on the walk, Snoop, right?
Yeah, Snoop's had a little bit of a week too.
Snoop got his star on the walk.
Yeah, Snoop got his star, and during his speech, he thanked himself many times. Like, for the whole time, he was like, I want to thank myself. I'd like to thank myself for this. I'd like to thank myself for that. I want to thank myself for this. I also like to thank... I'm telling you, at least 7 times he thanked himself. I didn't see anything else past that, but I'm assuming he didn't thank anybody else.
I'm totally on board with that. Listen, there's a Jadakiss line where he's like, but I'm not happy for them. I'm happy for me because only I can get the best out of me.
It's true. No, he was like, I thank myself for being disciplined and hardworking and like, you know what I mean? And man, Snoop deserved that shit a while back.
I think people forget to thank themselves. Like, who else is responsible for this?
Dude, I that's a whole other topic we can get into for sure because
it can come off a little bit narcissistic. But let me tell you something.
No, man, sometimes people
are
like, you gotta like,
and you should be.
Yeah, thank other people. Like, wait, you did that, man. Give yourself all the credit, or at least a good majority of
right.
it.
Like, if somebody's helping you through and getting your name out, whatever, that's great. But like,
you're still doing the work.
Yeah.
Fuck
absolutely.
it, whatever.
So,
no, but he deserves
appreciate
that.
yourself.
Snoop deserved the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Snoop is just dope as fuck, man. Like,
for sure, he's still out there doing it.
And actually going from that. Today, I believe, was the 25th anniversary of Doggy Style, which is kind of cool. And the fact that it coincided with the Walk of Fame and all that. 25 years.
Gotta wonder if that wasn't planned.
93.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, man.
Yeah, Doggy Style. I mean, I was 8, so like I don't necessarily remember listening to it enough. Really, when it came out. Yeah. I mean, I remember hearing it, and I remember like. Actually, Dave's brother had the cassette. Yeah. And I remember that, but I mean, obviously, a little bit later on, you get a little bit more aware, and you're able to grab what you want to listen to and shit.
And for our younger audience, do you want to clarify what a cassette is?
A cassette is this little thing with 2 sides. No,
saying, man, these days
people know what the fuck cassette is, but no. So, like, I think that album is great. Have you ever heard it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I have it on my iTunes library.
Yeah, no, that's a really great album. Underrated, I think, to a certain extent, because I think it's one of those albums people don't necessarily talk about.
Yeah.
But I think, history, like we've spoken, history is lost on people, man. Motherfuckers don't really think about what was before. Because you got to remember where you've come from. It sounds cliche, but to know where you've been, you got to know where you've come from, to know where you're going and shit, where you're at. So, you have to understand history. Like, if you're a rapper, you should understand hip-hop history. You should be a fucking hip-hop motherfucking, like LeBron said, historian. I don't know how much that's true, but whatever. I got, fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you have to be that because
I agree. If you call yourself a fan, I mean, you should definitely know your history. And
you're a point guard in the league now. You should study all the point guards from the league from back in the day. Like you should always.
Not even necessarily all of them.
Not well. Look at the greats,
right?
The goods. I mean, the greats that have influenced the game. Like you want to look at, anything you're doing. If you're a fucking post office worker, maybe
that's
not. No, never mind. I'm sorry.
Like, who's the greatest post office worker? This guy
that has no
3,200 miles.
But you should always, in a field such as entertainment and sports, be aware of what came before you because that will help you in pursuing whatever's coming first.
I agree. I mean, just the things that shaped the genre, like.
Yes.
And obviously, the '90s was chock full of albums that defined the genre.
Snoop is Snoop was an OG. I mean, obviously an OG, but like he was an OG back then. Like if you remember, just like the videos and the way he carried himself, Snoop was a fucking OG.
Yeah,
I mean, he was young. I think he was like 18, 19 years old back then.
He was on death row for a while, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't when this came out, was he?
I think after that. Right after that, he got with Death Row.
I mean, people forget that Death Row chapter that ran the damn game for.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing we talk about. We talk about those eras. That'd be a cool topic, like the eras in the '90s. What groups or what crews or labels ran what times and time periods. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, and plus, hopefully, it could be like a little brush up of history episode.
We gotta
don't know shit about it.
Watch this. We'll come up. We're gonna do one of those soon, man. Yeah. I was thinking about that. Yeah. But shout out to Snoop because man, well deserved. Hopefully nobody takes a piss on your shit because that's just disrespectful as fuck.
Absolutely.
And man, I think I'm gonna listen to Doggy Style in the morning, man, just to while I'm cleaning and shit.
You know what? Why not? I think it deserves that. Like I'm not sure if it was this week. I think it was in the beginning of this week. Capital Punishment had an anniversary.
It's crazy. A lot of those albums from back around then are having anniversaries. Capital's Punishment is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's such an ill ass.
Oh yeah, I was just listening to Super Lyrical today with.
Super Lyrical is great.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's crazy also to watch these great albums start to age like that,
Yeah, and the ones that are still, the ones that aged well are the ones that are really, it's dope to be able to listen to. And, you go back and you're like, man, such ahead of its time albums. Like, I don't know, you think about like the way it was written and Illmatic still played the way they did. Even like NWA albums and like songs, like some of that shit just still has real great replay value, and
absolutely,
I don't know, it's just dope. I just enjoy going back and listening.
It could be a bias, but I just feel like things in the '90s are aged well compared to a lot of other things.
It's funny, but you're right because the early 2000s albums, maybe 2005 and after.
Yeah,
there's a lot of albums that
I'll say up until 2005.
Because 2005 is what
documentary drop.
Documentary, The Massacre. So those albums, but like you think about the what was
Late Registration, I think, dropped in 05, right?
Yeah, so there were some good albums still, but like after that, you can't really name a lot beyond the more well-known established artists that were still. Right. That's the thing. You can't name people whose albums lasted really that much.
Well, it's crazy to think if you were a new artist in 2005, you've been in the game now 13 years.
Yeah. I was thinking about fucking Fabulous and shit. How he's like 40.
Yeah.
And like
he came out with 99 or 2000.
It was like 2001. Like on the little Mo joints.
Yeah.
That Superman.
When did Ghetto Fabulous come out? 2001.
Yeah, I think so. No, 2002 probably.
I don't remember.
What was the joint after 2000? What was it after Ghetto Fabulous?
Street Dreams.
That was the second joint, right? I think that was 2002, and then 2001 was Ghetto Fabulous.
Yeah.
But he was on those little Mo joints like that Superman.
Yeah.
That was da 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 damn. He was doing the paper towel as a bandana. But either way, like when I think about that now, he was what?
23, 22 years old.
Yeah, man, that motherfucker was young back then. Like, so when you think about it, dude, time passes. Like we were saying, it's gonna pass regardless. Get your shit done, man. Go for what you want.
Yeah, get shit done.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, so shout out to all them. Shout out to Pharrell, to Snoop,
Indeed.
All them boys. So there was a Lauryn Hill topic you had earlier.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. I think so. What did she say? She issues an apology statement for showing up to her European shows 2 hours late and only performing for 30 minutes.
The fact that she showed up and they got any performance, I mean, that's big for Lauren.
The fact that she gave him an apology, like, she is a fucking...
This is her career, people.
Dude, with all due respect, bitch, what? like you apologize for what? You are the most unprofessional motherfucker. I can't believe people still buy tickets to that bitch's shows. Like, I understand she's Queen Lauryn Hill, Miseducation was dope, all that shit. But you know what, man? At the same time, if you ain't giving me the respect of at least showing up when I paid my money, fuck you, bitch. I don't want to come to your stupid ass show anyway.
You get like a 33% chance that she's gonna show up.
Dude, that is fucking terrible. No, man.
Yeah, no.
That's disrespectful. Like, on a whole nother level of disrespect. I'm spending my money, hard earned, already, and I'm like a diehard, so you know I'm fucking forgetting the fact that you don't show up to your shit anyway, you unprofessional motherfucker. Like, so why the fuck do I want to pay to come to your stupid ass shows, and then you're gonna go ahead and issue a dumbass apology like we don't know that you're just gonna do the same shit over and over again.
There's a lot of
get your little bald-headed ass out of here, man.
There's a lot of people I want to watch, but Lauryn Hill, I didn't even have her really like in the top 5 concerts that I want to be at. And just knowing how flaky she is at her shows,
man,
it's not something I would bother with.
Flaky isn't even the word.
I just go throw Miseducation on and just call it a day.
It's intentional.
Yeah.
It's intentional. She be in the back getting She be in the back getting a number 3 on her buzz cut because you know she keep that shit real low and tight.
She's your one friend that you don't ask to help you move because she'll call you at 4:30 and be like, "Oh, y'all still need help?"
She's the one friend that she's probably, man, dude. She wouldn't be my fucking friend. Fuck out of here, Lord.
Educate you.
Bitch, I needed a ride yesterday. You show up with that. Fuck out of
here. Let's see, and then we've got Tory Lanez, who seems to be in it with everybody.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're going to spend time on this. Obviously, it's like, is there even a point to talk about it?
Okay, well, that's
no. Like, I mean, I just mean in terms of just playing devil's advocate. Like, is there even a point to play and talk about it? Like, we know Tory Lanez isn't on a caliber of fucking Pusha T, right?
So wait, since this is his current beef right now, who do you think is winning right now? Tory Lanez or Joyner Lucas?
Joyner Lucas, 100%. Did you hear the fucking diss?
I did, but they've been back and forth a couple times now. Tory's first thing was actually pretty good.
It's not that Tory can't rap. He's just not on the level of rappers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
like
coming at Pusha is not a good idea.
I'm a singer, but I rap.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I rap. And I'm a rapper. Like, there's differences to this shit. Like, you can't just throw shit up. And then he was like, and if he doesn't want to respond, then the spot y'all give him in your top 5s, you're supposed to give me that. What the fuck are you talking about, Tory Lanez?
I'll say this though, if I could rap and I could sing, I'm singing.
Oh, yeah,
you're talking a bigger audience.
100%.
You know, whatever. That's more money than that.
GTD.
Yeah.
The draws down. No. Listen,
yeah.
I am not even.
Listen, it's entertaining.
He said that you're supposed to give him the spot that pushes in. What? That doesn't make any sense. You're not even anywhere on a list.
Think about it, okay? Listen to the.
If there was like a thing, right, and you were 7, and I pulled the block out, and then you went to 6, maybe. But you're not even you're up here. You can't jump through all these bricks, you dumb fuck.
Listen, the thing about that video is, we're in an era where now if somebody's like, "Yo, did you see that new Tory Lanez video where he's talking about he's better than Pusha?" That's getting all kinds of streams. And it's bringing them attention.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's strategic marketing.
It is.
Definitely strategic
marketing. And my thing with this beef is like, yeah, whatever. Like, Tory is not that impressive. I listened to his last album, and I didn't really care for it. But
yeah, it was terrible.
This has been
when you give me an album and it's written like stupid women write on computers when they type. It takes so much time to go there and like press the shift button. And like try to type in caps in small letters. Like, dude, how do you even type the right word? If he literally, all I picture is Tory Lanez like in the studio, like
just shift
second fucking dude. The next anybody give me an album like that, I'm throwing that shit in the garbage. Fuck out of here.
But I'll say this has been a much more entertaining beef than the whole Cardi and Nicki beef. It's
been
more entertaining.
Even though that's been violent.
It has, but this at least has been back and forth, like some bars, you know, they're settling it musically like they're supposed to, and
that's true. Settling it musically is completely underrated at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
settle that shit on wax. That's what we're here for, to make sure, to say who's better. If you're going anywhere beyond that, that just is some street shit. You're not in the game for anything other than that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and that's why like pushing Drake was a big thing in the beginning because they're coming at each other. And
we didn't talk about Push being on stage and then throwing all that beer and then some blows being thrown and shit like that. I don't know if he got hit.
He says that he didn't. I don't know.
All I know is he was...
The video that goes around, it's not like...
He was enraged.
Yeah.
He's like, you know where the fuck I'm from? I was like, holy shit.
Then he came back and did Add It On and Infrared.
He told the DJ, he saw it because he was like, the DJ had set something up and let it go. And he's like, no, fuck that. Gangsta shit. Play it. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And man, that would have been a cool show to be at if you're the Pusha fan, right?
Right.
Which it seems like you're only going if you're a Pusha fan. To buy tickets to go fuck with somebody.
Unless you're 50 Cent. And you're buying tickets to Ja Rule's concert and taking out the whole first world.
That's a whole other level of pain.
Which I still wonder how the hell 50 has enough money to do that, but apparently he does.
Man, he got all the money. We looked at that video yesterday. You know how he has that money? He made fucking butted meat turkey sandwiches and had a plate full of cash right next to it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's been an entertaining thing to watch. There's good music coming out of it, and hopefully it just inspires more good music. You know?
Agreed. I'm looking forward to it, man. You know, fuck it. It's always good for the music if they do it musically.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta remember, people rap is still just a profession.
Right, man. Motherfuckers still gotta get home. You got families to get home to.
Right. There's no need to take it to somebody got to die level.
It's enough money out there, man. Like, prove it on the wax, and if somebody happens to be better than you, then you gotta accept that shit. You take that out, man.
And use it.
Don't get mad and want to snuff somebody because they, that shit is bullshit.
Yeah, just use that as motivation to get better and come back harder. You know,
it's a real female way of thinking in a sense, man.
You know, so
I mean, look at it. You see how the way that Nicki and Cardi are acting towards each other, but men are starting to act that way too. Men are on fucking the internet 60-second videos the fucking Kanye. I can't believe he talked about how you fucked my wife, even though you really did fuck my wife. You can't say that you fucked my wife and make it seem like you fucked my wife. Shut the fuck up, Kanye. And then now going back and forth with, dude, man, men are supposed to go talk, we hash this shit out. Women go back and forth and they do the cat fighting shit and the he said, she said bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's what hip hop is now.
Although
a bunch of gossiping ass shit.
Today's day and age, you can never tell who was who, when, where first, you know?
It's true. You don't know what to believe anymore, right? But I'm just saying it's getting to the point where this it's a big game of telephone and he said, she said, and all this middle school bullshit that really I don't like to see as much. And I'm assuming it was back then the same thing a little bit, but there was no social media. I'm going to send this 60-second clip to his DM, and then he's going to expose that DM, and I know it, but man, fuck all that shit. It's all just strategic to make yourself have some more clicks.
It really is. And, it's mutually beneficial when you're in a rap beef, assuming that you didn't get in over your head, you know? So, I don't know, whatever. I'm okay with it, as long as you don't come to gunshots, you know?
Yeah, man, we don't need all that. Come on, we could you said, settle it on wax, and take the L if it happens to come.
Yeah.
You know? It ain't killing you.
No.
Was it? But you live. You live to fight another day.
Your kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified.
He think he a Mac. Macaroni.
Been wanting to watch that too lately.
That is a good fucking movie.
So as far as music goes, we just have whatever new music has dropped. I always am up and down iTunes trying to figure out what's new. Only thing that I saw, which I'm probably not going to listen to, I'm not going to lie to you, is Rita Ora.
Yeah, I saw that she released something. Rita Ora is pretty damn fine, man. I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
but I don't care about the music. It's just the way it is. I don't even know if she's a rapper or a singer. I don't know what she does.
Yeah, I'm
No disrespect, just don't fucking care.
For sure.
There, and what else was there?
Dipset.
Diplomats came out, and honestly, I forgot. I knew it was coming out. I forgot that it came out. I went on Spotify. Spotify didn't even show that it had come out. Like, I had to go search for them.
Yeah.
And we listened to it prior to the podcast, obviously, and I was fucking with it. I'm gonna listen to it again probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Every once in a while, one of the old Diplomatic Immunity songs will come on, you know. But
yeah, I think I'm about to start running through all my favorite albums for the year to make some determinations.
Yeah. And there's a fucking shit ton, so I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you this week that there's only 2 that came out.
Yes, we appreciate that because I'm sure next week's gonna give us a shit ton of music.
Yeah, we go into December next week, so
yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's the only 2 that came out. I'll listen to the Dipset for sure.
Even that first track was nice.
Yeah, for sure. So it's always nice to have, you know, a slow week in music. Not always.
Right, but when you once in a while a lull in the output of music is nice because it just gives you time to, you know, just kind of, okay, what came out? You know, take a few steps back, listen to some shit, remember if you liked it or not. Because sometimes you listen to an album, you liked it, but you had to move on to the next joints that were coming out, and you forget it, and you never revisit it.
Yeah.
And that is one of the worst things, because it's just, it's like a waste almost.
I think 2018 has been one of our most prime examples so far of like how the market can overflow, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, before we used to talk about, like, oh,
it's
Lil
only
Wayne.
worse.
We used to talk about, like, oh, Lil Wayne putting out mad music this year. He put out, like, 6 mixtapes. It was, like, one person, you know? Now everybody's putting out that kind of crazy amount, and there's probably been, you know, 100 listen-worthy albums that dropped this year.
Streaming has taken mixtapes and made them completely irrelevant.
Yes and no.
Because
like Apple Music, I subscribe to Apple Music.
That's the thing. That's another thing. I don't have any other music, you know, source other than Spotify. So
I mean, Dat Piff is still like apparently pretty big, and a lot of mixtapes that I haven't heard are on there. So I got to go back and pay that a visit.
And the people still really do release. Okay, see, my thing was I thought in Spotify, I mean in streaming services, it just people just release 3 or 4 songs, just like Crit did, you know, and that's just their mixtape. Here's some to keep you, you know, waiting but satisfied. You know.
Do you think we're gonna eventually see the end of like full length albums completely?
No, I think it's just gonna change the definition of what a full length album is.
So, I don't know. I mean, like, there's still, like, new albums, like Reason, for instance, who came out and they put out a full-length album and they, you know, hit you hard. But
some will still give you the 12, the 15, whatever, but I believe because of the fact that the industry is now accepting this 7-song, 5-track, whatever, release, people are going to realize that, okay, I don't have to make 15 songs. I can make 7 songs and release twice a year instead of once a year, get the streams, the numbers, the money from that. I could tour off both of these albums. So, like, I think that it's just going to allow those who want to work more, or not even want to work more, but want to work smarter to do so.
Well, so I feel like the contracts that labels are giving out now are going to be, like, you know, you got this 360 deals and everything going on, like streaming being a new thing. You don't have to. Before you have to. The album used to be a project, right? So you started going through, come up with a concept for the album, name the album, lay your tracks down. You have, you know, promotion for it. You put it out on one day. You go touring after that. La la la. Now, you don't have to really do that. Now it's pretty instant. You know, once a song is finished, you can go ahead and upload it.
Dude, you just literally you record. Mix master to the fucking consumer.
So I think really
it's a direct to consumer like market nowadays.
It's moving towards like a la carte type of thing. You know, everything is individual.
It is a la carte actually.
You know,
I mean, I can go right now and pick and choose. Like, okay, I only like these 2 songs from this album. Bang in this playlist. Only like a couple from this album. Bang in this playlist. The rest of that shit, fuck it. I don't want it. I'm purging it from my library. A la carte.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is true. That's actually a perfect way to put it.
So I'm thinking, I don't think that albums have a long shelf life anymore, like full length.
No, hell no. They got shorts, and dude,
Because
it doesn't matter even who puts it out.
I think well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem. You don't have a lot of fans who want to sit there and listen to an hour and a half of one album.
Oh, I just mean in terms of like,
Even if it still matters who comes out, like.
No, you're gonna listen, but I'm saying like, are you saying shelf life in regards to how long you will listen to it before you move on?
No, in regards to them being produced, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
The way,
the way
like Tekashi, for instance, is like he put out 4 or 5 songs.
He's got.
He doesn't have an actual, but he doesn't have an actual album.
No,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
right? So they all been just kind of released randomly here and there, and like.
Oh, I guess what I was telling Dave. Remember, he doesn't need to. That's not what. He's not that artist, and there are artists such as him.
Well, that's the thing is that now you don't really have to be that artist. You know, I forgot who it was. There was some artist who just put out some like 5 tracks, but they were each 1 minute, and it kind of gives you like So I guess his idea was, oh, you know, you don't need more than a minute to make an impression. He's like, so I'm gonna give you these 5 songs. They're gonna be a minute long. Probably doesn't have like a hook or anything like that, you know. So just
what
like
the hook gonna be? I don't need no fucking hook for this beat.
But I mean, like, so you have like full length songs, like 300 bars running, right, in the game. That's not really appreciated anymore. You know, nobody's trying to hear a 15-minute song. Now they're trying to like.
And if they are, that's a real niche market. Like that's a corner of the market that you're really looking for. A segment,
like 2.5, 3 minute song, and that's like.
But there are those looking for that, man. Like
there are, but the problem is they're not as vast as the people who aren't looking for it. You know, so it's not gonna be produced as often because you don't have a big market for that.
You know, attention spans are real low.
That's the fucked up thing is I can recite most of 300 bars in running. Like
it's crazy.
So many times I've heard it. So now, I don't know. It's a weird landscape out there.
Yeah, there's so many places to get stimulation from. You know, like the internet on your computer, your phone, your TV. You know what I'm saying? You got tablets, you got all sorts of shit, and all this shit being injected into you. So you don't necessarily need to pay attention to this if it's not keeping your attention. You just go on to there. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that ain't, you move on to this. So that's why so many things get left behind because nobody looks back at what they like. They just keep looking for the next thing they want.
Which is funny because I just bought a Jensen cassette player the other day.
I have a few old ones from back in the day in the downstairs.
Just nice little room piece, you know. But yeah, so it's a very very interesting way that we're.
That was an interesting conversation. I think there's more to be talked about there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, see how things kind of progress, and I just don't think we're going to be looking at the same. Like 10 years from now, things will be much different than they are now.
Dude, I mean,
and 10 years ago, they were really different.
Like,
you know.
Dude, the way things progress nowadays, the way we consume music is going to be way different very soon.
Yeah.
Like streaming, I thought would be the end all be all. I don't know what comes from streaming. Actually, I do believe streaming it will just be perfected. Streaming will probably be the way we consume music for the better part of the next decade, I think.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. There's something nice to it where you're less bulky now. I don't have to carry around a CD player. I don't have to carry around an iPod separately. I don't have to carry around my CD collection.
It's less personal though.
Yeah.
There's less hands-on, you know.
I think we're too into this whole instant gratification thing.
Maybe we're too into the old nostalgic thing.
Yeah, maybe, but
you know what I'm saying?
I guess it's an objective.
To play in a devil's advocate, maybe we not letting go of that is a sign of like, you know, just stuck in our ways.
I guess it's objective, and when you think about it, you know, the first CD dropped probably like early to mid 90s. Right?
No, I think 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
First CD?
Definitely because.
Well, cassettes were still big up until like 96.
Yeah, but they brought out compact disc players.
Yeah.
Like they were like hundreds of dollars, like thousands of dollars to get, and they were huge.
I guess the change was due, you know, from that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a constant shift. I mean, dude, we had fucking vinyl. We went to fucking to 8-tracks. No, was it 8? No, vinyl, 8-tracks, CDs. I mean, vinyl, 8-tracks, cassettes, CDs. We did the MP3s. There was like small little fucking like. There was a few other little technologies in between that didn't really work.
Yeah, like
and
Zoomed and shit like that.
Yeah, and then the iPods, and It's a natural progression. I think streaming is where we're stuck at for some time until we're able to, like, I don't know, think of a song and have it here in our head.
But see,
like, that would be fucked up, dude. You know, after my song, that there would be shit in my head.
I'm saying
like, I can't stop singing!
There's always some song. But, like, you know, history tends to repeat itself, and that's why vinyls right now are making a comeback. And I think there's nothing really necessarily wrong with being stuck in that nostalgia.
Just embrace the
as long as, you gotta. But see, that's also hypocritical of me because I'm very critical of the artists nowadays.
But that just means that you have to make effort to get out of your because things stuck in your ways type of thing.
Yes and no. I have two different views on that because you want to be open minded and not miss out on something great because you're being ignorant, whatever. But then there's also like, just because things change doesn't mean they're always better. And
agreed, but you don't know what's better until you try it.
This is true, and I've gave a lot of these artists chances, and I gave them a full rotation or whatever to put out and shit. And to me, there's just a different. There's no appreciation for the game or for the art anymore.
Okay.
Now it's like, you're using it as a means to an end. You found out you have a following, people who actually fuck with what you're listening to. You're making money off it, so you keep going.
Yeah.
Back then, like, even if that's why there are people who remain underground, even though they can definitely blow up if they wanted to.
Yeah.
There's like a certain respect for the game, a certain integrity that you.
Yeah, they care for the art.
Yeah, and it's not like that now. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's completely not like that, but like.
They care about it in a different way, I think. It's what the things they care about have changed, and the way they care about them has changed as well.
So what, man? 18-year-olds run the world. That ain't no damn lie.
That's truth. Truth, dude. It's a young man's game.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just hope the people who I still listen to religiously, like. Your games and your Jada Kisses and hope they continue to put out the type of shit that I'm looking at. I know it's gonna be a sad landscape when they're gone because.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it when there's gonna come a time where that's oldies.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I haven't heard this in 30 years, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck? How did that happen?
I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna drop that.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I'm okay with after that. Once I have that thought, like this was 30 years ago. That's it. So that's it as far as music goes. Couple of quick sports topics, not a whole lot going on outside of that. Number one, J.R. Smith and the Cavs have parted ways.
No surprise.
No.
I would have thought they'd never let his ass back in the building.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in L.A. I just feel like he follows LeBron. So
JR's calling people, hey guys, the doors are locked. Anybody know I'm gonna get in? JR, go home. What? I am home. No, JR, go home.
Maybe he'll go.
Where, at a playground? What the fuck? JR, when you get the rebound, you want to either put it up or pass it out. But remember, always look at the clock. All right, Mello, let's go through it again. I need you to explain that one more time.
Listen. I know Space Jam 2 comes out, and I don't want to ever watch it because fuck out of here. But you know that part in the first one, Charles Barkley walking by the playground, and they're like, you ain't Charles Barkley. I really have a feeling that Carmelo has experienced that.
Be calm, wanna be? Be calm.
Like, yeah.
No, that would be fun.
That's what I see from Melo
now. Soon maybe, but not yet.
If I was at a game where Carmelo was playing and I was close enough to whatever locker room he was going into, I'd be like, you ain't Carmelo.
You just don't want to be that look like. He'd probably get up, he'd probably want to like snuff you for that shit.
Probably.
You have to throw some fists.
That's alright, I don't mind. It's worth it. Just
that'd be hilarious. Mario Chalmers wanted to fight me that one day at the basketball game. He was so angry at me. He was looking back at me through the whole. He was in the whole the tunnel. He was just like with this big, real mad look, sourpuss face. I'm like, what the fuck out of here, Mario Chalmers.
Seats, though.
Those were really good seats. Dope.
I wish it were at the Bulls locker side, but whatever.
That's all right.
Yeah. So then besides that, Tiger and Phil Mickelson, they had that game for $9 million they were talking about. So that started.
Yeah.
And I just saw some little story talking about Tiger was roasting Phil because he had it was like $100,000 for a putt that he had to do, and he missed it like completely off or whatever. So I was like, Tiger, you gotta get your jokes in right now, but just make sure you're.
Yeah, I fuck with Tiger. I don't know. They're both really great. I don't know who wins. I think it's probably one of those things where on one day it could be Tiger, another day it could be Phil.
Yeah.
You know, they're really great golfers. I don't know how many people care about golf. I enjoy golf. I think it's a cool sport. I would like to play it more.
I prefer to play it than to watch it. It's very boring, but
it's relaxing though. I can watch. You know why? Because they're like, Tiger's approaching on the green. He's putting in the ball in the hole. Okay. Follow through. Oh my God! Feels on the green. You know, like it's just really relaxing. So you can just sit there, just like.
That's not exactly watching it, you know. That's more of snoozing through it, but I feel you.
Hey, relaxing is relaxing, man. You know, you wake up, there's some green stuff on the field. You're like,
everybody defines relaxing in a different way, I suppose. What's up next? But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to see how that ends up and who wins. I don't know if it's just a game or if it's a tournament.
I think it's just one round, 18 holes. Unless they're doing 3 rounds, 18 holes.
Very interesting. It's been a while since I got the notification. Maybe it's finished. Oh, it is finished. Phil Mickelson beats Tiger Woods in sudden death playoff to win $9 million and Capital wins the match. So, Phil won.
See, I told you, and they did it in sudden death. So again, it's probably one of those things where one little, you know, either it could have been played yesterday and Tiger wins. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's all good.
Well, it's cool. I mean, they both got the money to.
They both got mad money. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's it, man. That's all we got on the agenda today.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. You know, it's interesting Friday.
Yeah, no Dave, but it's cool. You get into the rhythm and you forget that the other person isn't here. Not that you don't want him here, but it's all good, man. You know,
right. And you know,
Dave's not feeling well. Hopefully next week he's feeling a little better. Gets back to it.
Yep.
You know, y'all get in the comments below and you know, wish Dave you know, one, a happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully he feels better.
I don't think there's too much craziness going down with kicks. I'm pretty sure you had these on a couple weeks back.
No, I've never had these on.
No?
Actually. Nope.
Oh.
You've worn those before?
No.
Oh.
This is the 5th pair of the up-tempos now. You have seen them all.
All right. So the shy up-tempos?
Chi-Town colorway. You know, it's a nice shoe. I enjoy it. It's very red. So
it is. They are super red.
It's not an everyday, everywhere. You know, I got my
but it's a nice. It's actually a nice. Hey, it's appropriate. It's a nice red though.
It is.
I like it.
Yeah. And you know, I'm a big fan of these up-tempos, so there's more I plan to add to my collection.
Yeah.
And then you got.
Oh. I got a pair of these are the 6s, the infrared 6s.
Okay.
Yeah. Bought them a while back. Haven't worn them in a while. Not my favorite shoe, but I switched the laces out. I fuck with them. So
yeah, very nice. All right. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate your support. Dave will be back next week. Opposite shout out to Glenn. We run down the checklist. So make sure if you haven't already subscribed, like, comment, share, all those things. You can follow us on our personal Instagrams. Myself at AA_Kawash, my brother at O_Kawash, and our boy Dave, who is now a pillow, at Beats and Brews 312. And hope y'all have a good weekend, man. See y'all on Tuesday.
Thanks for tuning in.